I think we can start now. So, okay, so welcome you all. Hello, everybody.
Hello, I have some a hearing problem because when the translator probably in Nepali is speaking, then I hear the Nepali and not Fish. And
Are you on the floor? For all the English, you don't need to go to English channel. Just
okay.
No need to go to any interpretation channel for English speaker.
Okay, thank you.
Choose off, then it should be clear.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so welcome you all again. I think we can start now. This is Fish again from the IDWF. Yeah, it's the monthly Asian regional call. This time is special because this is a very important agenda we are having. And this agenda is about sustainability, about organizational sustainability and emergent after 10 years, after 50 years, your domestic workers union and organizations must continue to go on and even stronger. So this is a resolution adopted by the Second Congress of the IDWF in 2018 that we have a resolution from IDWF to work on the sustainability plan for both IDWF itself and also both for our affiliates. So now I'd like to invite Elizabeth, our General Secretary, to have a welcome remarks to you all. And a reminder for those who are not speaking, please mute yourself so that we can hear others clearly. But when you speak, remember to unmute yourself. Hand over to you, Elizabeth, for opening remarks.
Okay. Thank you, Fish. Hello, everybody. It's nice to meet you again in about 2 months' time. I think last time we met, it was September. So it is really good that we are together again. This time we will be discussing a family matter. Because we are not talking about governments, we are not talking about employer, we are not talking about C189, but we are talking about ourselves, how to make the IDWF strong and keep growing. And for those who were at the Congress in Cape Town, South Africa, you will probably remember we talk about the need to have strong affiliates, because if affiliates are strong, then IDWF will be strong. And we also agree that we will look at affiliation fees, we will look at organizing, we will look at sustainability fund, many options to build the sustainability of IDWF. So in the early months of this year, we sent out a questionnaire, a long questionnaire to all the affiliates, and many of you replied. And with all the answers, we have made a report. And this report has already been discussed by our executive committee, by our sustainability working group, and also by our affiliates in other regions, Latin America, Africa. So today, now is your turn. You will hear the report. The report will be delivered by our sustainability team, Jenny, and the other team members, Winnie, Sarah, and Sophia. But you don't just listen. You have to also tell us what you think. This is why we have the meeting. And with your feedbacks, you tell us what you like, what you don't like, or what you want us to do to help your organization to be stronger, and also to build the IDWF to be stronger. And all these words from you will go into a report. And our executive committee is meeting in December, mid-December, December 15, and we will decide what the IDWF will do. And so now we are almost at the end of the year, so it is good to summarize everything and to decide what we will do from 2021 next year onwards. So I will now let Fish to continue to facilitate the meeting. So in the next 2 hours, we will hear the report, and then we will hear you talk. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Welcome you all again. So I see many joining. We are having interpretation channel. Pen, there is another sister from Korea joining. Please check if she has if she able to log into the Korean interpretation channel. So as you heard from our General Secretary, we are doing an important questions discussion here about our sustainability. But first of all, let me give 2 minutes. When we say sustainability, what is in your mind? Please use the chat box. Type in whatever language you know. What is sustainability in your mind? So please use the chat box. We will have interpreter who will translate your language into English. Everybody will know. What is sustainability? What makes sustainability? What are the conditions for organizational sustainability? Is it money? Is it people? Peggy from Fairview, Hong Kong said funding and membership fee, money. What else? How about the others? What is sustainability?
채팅창에 어디로 들어가야 되지?
Yeah, so you can type in the chat box on the answer, what is sustainability? And Pen, please check with the Korean sister if she can turn on the interpretation Korean channel. What is sustainability? Type on the chat box or in the WhatsApp is also okay. Whatever works for you. What does sustainability mean? Bonan from Taiwan DCU said sustainability means maintaining the growth of our organization. So organization has to continue to grow. Yoga from our Sri Lankan sisters, the DW said continuous communication and relation with the workers is important element for sustainability. What else? We talk about money, we talk about growth, we talk about building relationship with workers. What else? Any ideas? You can share on WhatsApp as well or in the chat box. Money, growth, and relationship with workers. Any more idea? What is sustainability? And from our Sri Lankan sister said, it is important to be of support of workers at this time, at this difficult time, COVID-19, to ensure sustainability. So meaning to be together in difficult times with workers. All the time we have to show we are with the workers. Okay, it seems we have a number of answers. Thank you those who have answered on sustainability. So I think, okay, one more from Nasrika, Malaysia. She said, sustainability means organize more people and in more area and more stronger together. And Ilmia, I think I need Nikan to tell the
Yes, she means sustainability means relationship, also life.
And then, yeah, and then I see a Thai. Let me check. So from Bonzoom in Thai, she said sustainability means develop target groups to be able to operate themselves, to be able to self-run. Thank you. Okay, so thanks so much. You can continue to share your thought. What does it mean by sustainability and what makes sustainability? And meanwhile, I will invite our speaker. IDWF has a sustainability team. They are Jenny, Sophia, and I forgot the other. Sorry. So we have 3 people to work on the sustainability of the IDWF, to go through the survey responses from all of you. And now here is the result. Jenny, please.
Thank you, Fish, and thank you, Elizabeth, for inviting us. Yes, there's 3 of us with you today. We just happen to all be from Canada. We have Winnie with us, we have Sophia with us, and Sarah, who's part of the sustainability team, but she's in the United States and it's 3 a.m. So we said it's okay, we can take care of this for her. So thank you. I wanted to say 안녕하세요, hello in Korean. My Korean is terrible, so I apologize. I'm going to do this in English. So we can put the presentation on the screen. And so as Elizabeth was saying, and Fish, this is the report from the surveys that the affiliates had filled out. So thank you very much for that. And so this is like a summary. It doesn't go through everything, of course, or else you would be here for hours and hours and hours. So you'll see here on the screen, this is just the resolution that Elizabeth was mentioning, Resolution 16. So at Congress, it was discussed and passed that we need to make sure that sustainability is developed for IDWF. And it's all the things that you've been saying right now in the chat room. You know, it has to do with, in some cases, the financial, the money, as well as the members, as well as all the things that IDWF and you want to provide for your membership to take care of them, to ensure that they are safer, that their rights are recognized, and how do we do this to have that sustainability for IDWF, which then of course is sustainability and help to all of you. So there's 3 parts of the resolution that we will touch on today. One is about the financial system. So how do we improve the money part of things? How do we improve the income of IDWF, and overall then what's happening with your organization, and how we can try to do this when we get to 2023, which is next Congress. So the resolution does say we should try to think of how we can do some of these steps in 2023. And then lastly, but not least, is creating a new fund called the Sustainability Fund, which is not the same as the Solidarity Fund, but I will explain that in more detail as well. So then on the next slide, just giving you a snapshot of everybody who responded. So as you know, IDWF has 75 affiliates. 64 of you replied back. So thank you so much, which is a really, really high response rate, 85.3%. And here in Asia region, 15 of you replied back. So a really good response. Thank you to all of you again. Thank you to Fish, who worked so hard, Niken, Baria, everybody here to ensure that we had good answers, to hear from you what's important, what you needed from IDWF. So next we want to look at one aspect of sustainability, which is the organizational capacity. And inside organizational capacity, we look at the membership. Of course, what's happening internally within your organization. So if you'll see on the next slide, you get a sense of how many domestic workers belong in each region. So you can see in Asia, it's very, very strong. You're doing incredibly good work organizing domestic workers. You have 202,607,100,000 members. So it's very strong in Asia region, the number of domestic workers that belong to IDWF. So that's a congratulations to all of you. So when we look again further, we will also see, though, the differences of how big and small the unions are. And you'll see that most of the unions, the affiliates in IDWF, no matter what part of the country, 32 of the 54 of you that replied has said that you have 1,000 members or less. And then there are 18 affiliates who actually have more than 5,000. So, very good size. And some are really big, where 4 of you have more than 50,000 domestic worker membership. So it gives a snapshot of the size of all the different affiliates under IDWF. So then when we look further into organizational capacity, we look at your internal systems, we will see that most of the affiliates right across the globe run the organization with unpaid volunteers. And many of them have only people who are volunteering and helping who are unpaid. But then on the other side, you see in the orangey color, there's some good news as well, where many affiliates have the ability to pay their staff. So it's kind of split. 47% run completely with unpaid volunteers, and then 42% do have some sort of paid staff. So, these are factors to think about when we are considering how to be more sustainable, how to do that outreach that you're saying, or even collecting your monthly dues. How are you supporting your domestic workers? And you see the difference of how you're able to do this internally based on the services that you have. What we did find with the internal systems is that when we see that you have executive committees, financial committees, you're able to put a budget together, that doesn't necessarily mean that your union has stable stable internal systems. Just because you have all these good structures doesn't always mean exactly the same for sustainability or healthy internal systems. What we're thinking now, as we got the survey results, is perhaps what is a bigger impact on what happens to your organization is the things that are happening outside of your union, such as the country's economy, the laws or the regulations, of course, the laws that are very specific that affect and pertain to domestic workers. These sort of external factors often have a greater impact, we think, than what might be happening internally. Hence why, of course, when you're doing the work with IDWF and they're working on the international level with the ILO, for example, in passing ILO 189 or 190, for example, these are factors that might have a greater impact on how well you are able to support your members on your potential sustainability and strength as an organization. So next, we're going to move into some ideas that came out of the the survey, where we want to hear from you. So this is where, again, Elizabeth was saying how this is about our family matters. What's happening with your organization? What do you need from IDWF? And the support that you may want more, or different things, giving IDWF good direction. So the things that we pulled out from the survey was that the IDWF pilot project should be used to strengthen affiliates' internal finances and your budgeting systems, that we should look at continuing to do organizing and outreach with you, to have training materials on unionism, or what a union is, what a union monthly dues pay for, why do you pay IDWF affiliation fees, what does it mean, how much is being spent, all of these things to educate the membership to understand better what a union is. Also, that suggestion that came from all of you in the survey was providing more leadership development training, providing financial management training, how we can improve our communication skills and our social media work, and then overall, just deepen the affiliates' understanding and your practices of sustainability. So I'm going to turn it over now to Winnie, who's going to facilitate the discussion for all of you to share with us your thoughts. This part is important to us to hear from you. So over to Winnie and to Sophia as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And if we can just, in terms of these are, as Jenny has mentioned, these are suggestions, recommendations that come out from the survey. If you take a look at all of them, it's referring to how do we build our organization strong and lasting so it can withstand and be able to overcome the challenge and the crisis like the pandemic that we are going through right now. So we'd like you to think beyond the COVID. You know, one of these days, COVID will be over. So are these recommendations in terms of organizing training materials for new members on unions, leadership development, financial management, or is this list, are we on the right track? What's missing and what can be improved? And what do you like about it? Some of these these recommendations. So maybe we can open up for a conversation. Is this list of what we should be doing, are they addressing your needs, first of all?
Yeah, everybody can type, or if you want to speak, please raise your hand. You can speak in your own language, and then I have to turn the interpreter into the floor to translate.
Yeah. Oh, and then if you have any questions or points that you don't understand, just speak out. Yeah, please. I guess maybe another way of tackling the question is, right now we are in a pandemic, the COVID situations, where I'm sure a lot of you have, overcome, meeting a lot of challenges and the membership from the members. Are there, is this list of recommendations on good enough, strong enough to build our recovery from the COVID?
Lisa said yes from Malaysia. Lisa, you are on the floor, so you can speak anytime. Just unmute yourself.
Yeah,
Lisa,
yeah, all
please.
this recommendation is good. Actually, we are doing even this time of pandemic.
Yeah.
We are on the lockdown. We still violate the rules. Like we still go to the some places where some of our leaders can organize in just in the compound where she works. So at least her employer is very supportive, and we just go there and we're just watching like in the ways if there is no roadblocks so that we can still go there. And then yeah, we still do some face-to-face organizing, and then some training, although it's not really a full training on through the social media, but at least some of this we are really doing. Although yeah, we really need this some more financial training management like that for the structure. Yeah, but for the organizing we are doing this. And yeah, some leadership development we are also doing this one through online. Yeah, so I think that's all that I can share.
Yeah, so just maybe a question is, in terms of financial management training, what are you looking specifically for? If we have to do a training modules, what specifically would you like to see? Is it related to bookkeeping or preparing a financials report or setting up the whole accounting system? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's related to bookkeeping. Yeah,
okay.
Because we are not really very I mean like
we're not accountants.
Have this yeah yeah, so yeah.
Okay.
I have a question to our sisters in Asia. And this is because I want to learn a lot as well from your experience. When the IDWF kind of started, there were not many organizations or workers organized in Asia. And all of the sudden, they start organizing, and I always compare Asia in other regions to the Latin say of Vini Vidi Vici, right? Because you see, you do, and you organize in numbers beyond comprehension. This is really important in terms of sustainability, because you create these organizations, you have this incredible reach. We know that your challenges, politically speaking, are very different. But I wonder if we focus in terms of your organizations, how do you do that growth? And in doing that growth, how do you see your organization sustaining it? How do you do it? What do you have? What's your magic solution?
Sophia, is it possible to put the recommendation slide up again, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
maybe I can share also. Like for us here in Malaysia, it's because of the cases that were handled. So it's really inspire us because we don't really want that every time there's a case, there's a abuse of for the domestic workers. That's why we really encourage our members to reach out to our fellow migrant workers. So for them to be trained or to know their knowledge about the laws and policies in Malaysia. So that's really inspire us to organize because if like even for myself before when I'm not organized or when I'm not yet a part of the union or a part of when I'm not yet a part of union, then I don't really know all the rights for the migrant workers who are working in another country. So when I was in there, when I was already a part of a union, then I learned, and I don't want to like what my experience before. I don't want that others will experience also, or the other experiences that I've heard. I don't want that it will be repeated again and again. So it's really good to organize migrant domestic workers about their rights. So that's inspire us. Thank you.
Thank you. Should I go around the country just to make sure you all have a chance to share your thoughts? Nepal, any comments, Chandra?
Nepal, she has to, Chandra has to speak in Nepali, I think. Bonan from Taiwan, she asked for the floor as well.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Fish. Yeah.
Bonan?
त्यस्तो त छैनौँ हामी अब यो
Sorry, Bonan.
जे स्क्रिनमा देखाइरहेको छ त्यो एकदम राम्रो पोइन्ट छ यसमा डोमेस्टिक वर्कर्सहरुको
Fish, हजुर सुन्दैछु दाइ
Yeah, Sunita, you can speak on the floor, translating.
सबै ठिकै छ डोमेस्टिक वर्कर्स हो हामीले अब यो बीचमा गरिरहेको अब स्किल डेभलपको विभिन्न अरु तालिमहरु दिएर पनि उनीहरुले प्रोत्साहन चाहिँ गर्ने कामहरु चाहिँ गर्नुपर्छ प्रोत्साहनकोतिर लैजानुपर्छ सदस्यहरुले विभिन्न स्किल डेभलपमेन्ट गरेर प्रोत्साहनहरु गर्दै जानुपर्छ संगठनको अर्गनाइजिङ कामहरुमा
हजुर
भन्ने अरु त धेरै त्यस्तो त छैन
हुन्छ
अहिले हामीले सेभिङ ग्रुपहरु बनाएर उनीहरुलाई मोटिभेट गरिरहेका छौं
के ग्रुपहरु बनाउनु भएको छ तपाईले अहिले
सेभिङ ग्रुप यो बचत कमाउ
हजुर हजुर सेभिङ ग्रुपहरु बनाएर हजुर म भनिदिन्छु है त है
हजुर हजुर
हुन्छ ओके फिश
Yeah,
hello
please.
yeah fish okay whatever is written here on the slide it's very good and sufficient but still right now Chandra Dai thinks that there should be more skill development and right now they are having a saving group. That way they are trying to motivate their members by creating this saving group. But he feels like there should be more skill development things in the future to motivate them more.
Saving groups meaning like a credit union?
Saving means, hello?
Like saving money, savings.
Saving
right?
money.
Oh, okay,
savings.
sorry. Yeah, I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Now, in terms of, yeah, okay. Banan from Taiwan, you want to speak?
Taiwan, but okay, Banu Chanuncha.
Hello.
Yes,
hello.
Please go ahead.
Hi. The recommendation, as I can see, is the organization organizing and outreach.
Hold on,
Just outreach
Bonan, please hold on because I have to switch back Sunita back
यसै
to
पर्खिनुहोस्
the
म
interpretation.
सुनितालाई फेरि ब्याक इन्टरप्रिटेसन च्यानलमा राख्नुपर्छ
Hold on. Yeah. Wait. English into French. Okay, yeah, Bonan, go on.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yeah, about the recommendation of the union in Taiwan, what we need. Organizing and outreach, I think we are doing it now.
Yeah.
The improved communication and social media work, I think we are doing it now. And we are struggling to work on it. And what we need in Taiwan is training materials on unionism, because not all leaders knows about or understand about unionism, and even members, leadership development, like leadership training, and also financial management training. I want to say something about leadership training. We have 8 directors and 2 supervisors. Come here. Sorry, I'm working. What I'm trying to say is there are many different kinds of leaders, and these different kind of leaders there are leaders, they are just leaders, but they don't have care. And there are union members, they are just union members, and some of them we are training them to be a leader, but there is no passion to care other workers. And I think this problem is not only for not only for our union in Taiwan. I think this problem is also happen to other organizations and unions to other countries or other affiliates. And I think we need to focus on how to be a good leader, not just to be a good leader, but to have a compassion and passion to care for what we need of the worker. And also training materials on unionism. Like I have said before, many years ago, I've been always saying that if we say always ism, or if we always discuss idealism, you know, I'm not against of this kind of philosophy or theory, but we need strategy on how they can admit to themselves that activism and unionism is the same. Hey, don't do that. So, and financial management training, because the money that we are having right now is for our own pocket, our monthly contribution, renewal membership, and thanks for IDWF, because only IDWF help us for this financial. And I think we need a proper training to have a IGP, or income generating project of our organization, of our union. And we don't need that. We don't have materials, and that's what we need. I think not only in Taiwan, I think all of the organization and unions of our affiliates badly needed this too. Okay.
Great. Yeah. Thank you for the very important point. It's the activism and unionism are the same. Yeah. Any other countries? If not, then Thailand, Korea, Japan, Indonesia?
No, Japan, India.
India, I'm sorry. India,
Hong
Cambodia. Yeah, okay. Thanks from Hong
คุณแด
Kong.
นคะพี่แดงอยากจะแชร์ของฮ่องกงอะค่ะ
Sorry, Tang, will you speak in English? Or you want to speak in, or you speak in Cantonese, I translate.
Yeah, I speak in Cantonese is
Okay.
better more
Yeah.
than Thai.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gói xoài.
Fish.
Yeah.
我想講關我哋嗰個團體，你話咧係呢個一樣點我哋先，我哋嗰個團體先係真係去到forever 係咁意思咧。但係咧，我擔心關我哋嗰個下一班接待我哋嗰個Exco 咁嘅利是呢啲嘢好緊要，因為一樣我咧係咁咧，我做工會都好耐，同埋 Fatbook 都好耐咁咧，而家都係大10年啦。都大10年啦，所以咧擔心關下一班啊呢個嘢好緊要，關我哋個團體嘅。我想我哋嗰個係 IDWF 咧係真係考慮下，因為我哋係外傭噶嘛，唔係我哋本地噶嘛，呢啲係緊要噶。唔該晒你先。
So then mention about the succession plans for the leadership, because we are talking about how the organization or union can sustain for many years and forever. So the leaders, especially for migrants, they don't have a residency in destination country. So there should be second line, third line, there should be a succession of leadership. And this is important for IDWF to work on it.
Great, thank you. Comments from Indonesia, Korea,
India,
and Thailand and Cambodia.
Philippines.
Yeah. If not, then
Lita, you want to say?
Ada. Sorry.
Please speak in English, Lita.
Hello?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Ya, beberapa hal yang berkaitan dengan keberlanjutan organisasi.
If
ada beberapa yang kami lihat kalau training kan sudah dilakukan. Ya,
Lita, please
training
speak in English.
Pengorganisasian, training berserikat, training kampanye, medsos, segala macam. Ada kemampuan yang itu dibangun untuk berkelanjutan. Tapi ada beberapa hal yang perlu dibangun adalah soal iuran anggota. Karena kita belajar juga dari serikat buruh bahwa minimal paling tidak secara bertahap 50-60% kelak keberlanjutan dari organisasi itu bisa didanai oleh dari iuran itu sendiri seperti itu. Karena kita juga nggak bisa misalnya dalam 10 tahun atau 5 tahun atau 7 tahun lagi kita berharap pada misalnya pada donor atau apa. Tapi memang prinsip dari serikat salah satu keberlanjutannya adalah iuran. Yang kedua adalah bagaimana ada usaha ekonomi seperti itu. Terima kasih.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. So basically, Lita mentioned about first, she agreed that it is important to train the leadership and also the members on the organizing skill, unionism, and financial management. It is important to have all these training.
Bahasa Rusia.
But secondly, she underlined the importance of having union dues. So from the lesson that she learned from the trade union in Indonesia, they already have 50 to 60% of their activities being funded from their own union dues instead of the project. So she believes that it is okay for now for the domestic worker unions to have like external funder for maybe, I don't know, 10 to 10 years to basically fund their union, to basically fund their activity. But for the longer term, the union dues need to be able to fund their activities. This is the second suggestions. And then the third suggestion, it is important to have the income generation activities, either for like the cooperative or like collective business that can bring the income to the organization and the union.
Thank you,
Great,
Niken.
thank-
And I see some message in Bahasa Indonesia in the chat box. Can you mention a bit?
So basically Sri Narti. So yeah, from the Sedap Malam Union, they basically introducing themselves. This one. Ulirini, yeah, I don't think there is some substantive point in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, so they just introducing themselves.
And from Sri Lanka, the Domestic Workers Union, in the chat box, they said that they think that more focus should be paid to the well-being and welfare of migrant workers, because there are too many abuses and violence that have been taken places. They are abandoned. They are being abandoned. It does not make a difference where they go through the government or agency. They face many abuse. So that is the point that Lizo from Malaysia mentioned a bit before.
Yes, yes, thank you. Maybe on this, at this point, I'm cognizant of the time. So a number of you have mentioned about income generating. So maybe we could turn it back to Jenny for the second part of the presentations. And then for those who haven't spoken, jump in after this next section then. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Winnie. Thank you, everyone, for your further suggestions. We are taking notes of everything, and as mentioned, we will report it back in December to IDWF Executive Committee. So here you see we are now looking at the revenue generation portion of the survey when you responded. So what we gather from the responses and how we've broken down revenue generation is into 4 categories of how you're getting your income. So one is, your membership and your union dues that you're collecting. People collect it in different times. Sometimes it's monthly, sometimes it's once a year, depending, of course, what's happening. And we recognize it's even more difficult right now during COVID to collect your union dues, because many of you actually collect these dues when you have events, face-to-face events, and you're not able to do those. So we do know that it's much more challenging. It was raised just earlier from Lita how you do external fundraising, for example. I know, again, many of you are doing this as well. So whether you're you're doing external fundraising, writing to other organizations, or doing collaborative funding, like doing things together with other unions or other organizations. Third area is earned revenue. So you're selling products, you're selling services in order to generate income. And then there's we put other categories just because some unions are doing some other different things, bigger projects and things of that nature. So when we look at just the first part of your membership dues, for example, we look to see, well, who's collecting regular membership dues. So 87.5% of you are actually collecting regular membership dues. So it's very important. And again, as we look at the sustainability, if you're able to continue doing this, then hopefully we will see how you will do more through collecting dues than just doing external projects. But we know that that's not feasible just now. But it's a good start to see this strong foundation in your organization. So we also looked at how much of your membership dues are actually part of your complete and total revenue. And so when you look at the dues, it's a very, very small amount. In fact, it's less than 20% of your entire needs to operate. And it's not any different for IDWF as well, that IDWF, when they receive the affiliation fees from you, the dues that they get or the fees they get from all of you as affiliates is less than 1% of IDWF's operating costs. And that we found it's very similar for all of your organizations as well. 22 unions said that it's less than 20% of your entire revenue coming in. And then there's some good variations where the dues might be a little bit more than that. So that's a good news story. So here we look at the next slide with your IDWF membership of all the different affiliates throughout Asia. So you can see your own organization and you can see what your membership size is. And Fish, if you can remind me again, oh yes, the percentage column there is the percentage of the dues paying membership. So these are the percentage of members who actually are paying dues. So even though you might have so many members, if we look at India, for example, it has a very large group. IDWF has 28,139 members, but only 30% of those members are actually paying dues. So we recognize that that's a challenge as well for all of you. So in actual fact, 30% of that union's members means only 8,400 and some odd members are actually paying their union dues. I don't know if Fish, you have anything further to add on this particular slide?
Yes, thank you, Jenny. We have been promoting very much for the dues paying membership because dues paying means the commitment of the members to the union or organization. If they pay dues, and it means they will stay because they commit to it. So this number is only the percentage of dues paying. As you can see, is a little bit less than half. But the other question, the other data that we have not been collecting is about the membership maintenance, meaning those members not only pay for entrance membership fee for the first year, but also the second and the third. I've heard already some affiliates mention that this is a difficulty for them. Yeah. So, and as you can see, for East Asian affiliates, Hong Kong, Korea, Taiwan, they are all 100%, 97%. And then for Southeast Asia, is ups and downs over the years. Sometimes in the beginning, it's less than 30%, it's less than 10%. And then it's growing into 30%. And then this year is dropping. For South Asia, our Bangladeshi union only collect entrance fee. And then because its membership is too large and it's also, they don't have any paid staff and workers earn too little. So basically they are depending on mainly on donations. And India, Sewa has a bit of better dues paying percentage, but we are not showing here, unfortunately. And then IDWF, NDWN do mention that they have difficulty in maintaining their members and collecting the membership dues. And it's also up and down. And the previous year, they have tried to reduce their membership fee, but it doesn't lead to an increase of the number of membership. So this is also a good lesson, a good case to see why it's like that. And the migrant domestic workers, and you can see they have faced a lot of difficulty, but they are still struggling and still been able to have at least like something like 1/3, or even in Thailand, they still have over half of them paying dues.
Thank you, Fish. So we'll talk about this a little bit more when we talk about the next section around the affiliation fees as well. So something to keep in mind, this slide. So the next slide, we asked how we can improve to collect your union dues, because we know it's very challenging. Like we said, we know that you don't all have paid staff, it's on volunteers. we know it's even more difficult, of course, today because of COVID and you can't meet face to face. But this is the areas that was suggested. So how we can help you improve your collection system. So most of you do it by pen and paper, but perhaps you would like to learn how to do it on a computer if you have computers, or some kind of a digital system, or even when you do pen and paper system, is just learning better how to keep track of it through, you know, a paper system. We want to raise more awareness amongst the members. We heard this as well around this, so that members can better understand what a union is and what the dues are for. It helps to then collect the dues if they know what they're paying their money into, of course. Also then the capacity building of your organization. If we can strengthen that capacity building, then it will help you to be able to collect dues better. So more volunteers, more engagement, more activists, stronger leaders. All of these are components where it would be helpful for you. 7 affiliates who answered said they would like to have even the technology, like they don't have computer systems. So it would be helpful if they were able to get something like this in order for them to be using it to collect dues and doing other work, of course, for your membership. In addition to this, building your members' financial capacity, so improving the wages that your domestic workers are earning will help, of course, raise the dues, because so many are making so little in terms of the wages, and some don't make wages really at all. So how do we strengthen that important part of our membership as individuals as well? And then there's other examples of how we collect income sources, whether it's outside, writing a donation for funders, and working with others and learning how to do that better as well. So those are all examples of how you would like IDWF to potentially work with you to improve your dues collection system. I want to now tell you just a couple of success stories of some new things that are happening, or not so new things, but maybe for us to share the great ideas that others are doing. So in Mozambique, for example, they know that the monthly domestic worker wages is about $15. This is calculated based on US dollars. And so what they do is they collect 1% of that monthly earning as part of their membership fee to the union. And they also have challenges of collecting union dues. So they're currently working on an app for your cell phones, so that they can pay straight from the telephone, the cellular phone, to pay their union dues. So this is still in progress. We're waiting to hear more and more once it's completed and how successful it is. And then we will hopefully be able to share this success story with all of you for you to consider if you're able to do something like this or not. Another success story is in Nambia, and what they have chosen to do is they call it like section leaders, where they come together, and that section leader of their union is responsible to organize, to recruit up to 10 new domestic workers. When they organize these new domestic workers to join the union, they also then collect their dues on a monthly basis. So it builds the leadership inside their union. They have responsibility, but it also is able to have people, you know, get to know each other, build trust, have a stronger relationship with their section leader, and that strengthens their ability to collect their union dues because they've been a part of organizing them, but they're keeping in close contact with 10 people, which seems to be a reasonable number for that section leader to stay in close contact with. So now there's, other revenue sources aside from just membership fees. Most affiliates rely on external fundraising. That is the same thing as IDWF. We all are relying on external fundraising because we know the union dues from our membership is so low. So we get it either from the government or international foundations. But you'll see here just the number of unions who are doing different things to generate external fundraising. The biggest group, they get money from government. So you're writing proposals to the government, receiving some money so that you can operate as a union. The next largest group, where 21 unions replied, says that you get external funding internationally. So you're writing for proposals to different organizations to support your projects and your things that you're providing to domestic workers. So you can see all the different categories of how people are being so creative of how you can have different external fundraising. So you can see through the slide here. I won't list them all for time's sake. So then the next slide also shows you in more detail, when you're doing external revenue generation ideas, what are the unions doing at IDWF? Many of you are doing sales. So you're selling services, you're selling products, whether it's food or beads or clothing or different things. And I'll give you an example in a little bit, but you're selling some kind of a service or some kind of a product. And you see this in so many of the countries, and there's the two top categories you see here. Other example is getting that external donations. You're getting donations from members. Collaborative funding is just working with another organization, with another union and trying to raise money. There's an example of a cooperative, so having some kind of a business model where the members might own parts of it or other people also own parts of it and you run it together. And then in Asia, we have a success story where, if you increase your membership, then you can increase your dues, then you increase your revenue overall. So there is some good stories there as well. And all of these funds, of course, are used to strengthen your member solidarity, increasing the union awareness, to sustain organizational operations, and then forming alliances. So lots of good reasons why you're doing this and lots of good success stories on your other ways of revenue. So here's a success story. I think most people may know about it. At Sewa in India, they developed My Fair Home campaign. So when they did this campaign to talk about the rights in their home, the rights in their workplace and the broader community to have better wages, reasonable hours to work, having workplaces free of harassment and abuse, and just trying to change even laws and regulations around domestic workers through that kind of union education and worker empowerment education. They were able to have people understand what the union was about, and then it started to spread in 3 different states, and they increased their membership size as well. So there's ways of increasing your revenue, but increasing your outreach by we're doing the work on worker rights. One more success story is in Peru, and they have a childcare service for over 40 years. They provide the childcare for the domestic worker and other informal workers. And that way, the children have a safe place to be while you're working, but it also has provided additional employment for other domestic workers to have a job in that childcare center. So some really good ways of revenue generation, but also creating jobs as well. So then the next slide we'll look at is, we asked you, how do you think IDWF could support you better for your revenue generation? What areas would you like us to look at? So you'll see most of the union said you want help with building connections with funders, so external funders. 43 of you said that. 39 of you said you want training on fundraising and on revenue generation. And we heard that already from some of your comments. And then 35 unions, I should say, said assistance in writing these funding proposals, so you know how to do external fundraising, or how do you write better fundraising materials, so stronger communication. Some of you, actually 25 unions out of the 38 unions that answered this question said you would like help in all 4 categories. So we took a look at that, and you'll see in our next steps, we're looking at providing some training modules on those responses. So you'll see on our next part where we want to ask you again, our recommendations that come from the survey results from you is looking at, do we have, can we give you supporting technology so that you can have a better way of collecting your dues, keeping track of your members, having a database, and perhaps being able to find ways to get some computers to those who don't have it. Continue to have more success stories of what all the other affiliates are doing so that you can learn from these great ideas. And we would add that into a sustainability toolkit. So, short documents that you can pull and share with your members, share with your other leadership in your unions around this. IDWF could play a networking role to link you with the other affiliates in your region or just globally within IDWF. But if it is within your region or your country, how do we link you so that you can perhaps share space to do things or look at doing collaborative funding practices? And it may be unions of different types of workers, but how do you just work together stronger? And lastly, a recommendation was to provide capacity building to all of you through workshops, through hands-on activities, the toolkit, like we said, that would give information for you to educate yourselves, your leadership, your members. So these are our ideas, and I turn it over again to Winnie and to all of you for your suggestions and comments. Thank you.
Thank you. I just share also on the chat, some of the questions that we would hope to have at the conversation. Again, it's what your comments are. Is this list of recommendations addressing what you need right now? What are some of the suggestions for improvement? And then maybe if you take a look at the list and based on your organizational development, what would be your, if you have to pick 1 or 2, what would be your priorities? And for this round, maybe I'll go to the countries that haven't spoken, that didn't get a chance to speak the last round. So Cambodia, Bangladesh, India, Thailand, Korea, to start first. Anyone who wants to jump in? And Fish, maybe you can help. Yeah.
Boleh bertanya?
Can I ask something? That's what Lita said.
Yes, please.
Halo?
Yeah, speak up, please.
Saya dari Jala PRT Indonesia. Pertama saya mau bertanya, pertama ke Serikatnya PRT dari Namibia, bagaimana sistem pengumpulan iuran satu yang lewat tim 10, karena kami juga ada menerapkan lewat tim 10. Terus yang kedua, sistem iuran karena misalnya di saat pandemi kan orang nggak, satu ada yang kehilangan pekerjaan, 2 mereka tidak bisa bertemu. Nah itu kalau misalnya kita pakai cara transfer, biaya administrasi dari transfer itu juga besar. Nah misalnya kalau di Indonesia biaya transfer itu 6.000 gitu, 6.000. Sementara kalau iurannya misalnya 5.000 berarti lebih dari besarnya iuran. Terus yang kedua soal tadi disampaikan contoh yang baik dari Peru yang mereka ada usaha daycare. Nah, mungkin selanjutnya kami ingin belajar bagaimana usaha daycare dari di Peru yang bisa memberikan support untuk keberlanjutan. Yang keempat, sebenarnya kalau di Indonesia ada yang usaha yang bisa diandalkan, yaitu kalau kita loker, lowongan usaha lowongan pekerjaan atau dengan melalui secara online. Ya cuma untuk membuat loker, dan kami udah pernah mencoba dengan sistem koperasi, tetapi menjadi masalah untuk online. Kita butuh programmer yang kalau di Indonesia itu harus dibayar sangat mahal ya programmernya, seperti itu. Jadi kami udah coba dari tahun-tahun lalu kami udah berusaha untuk bertanya, karena usaha loker ini pertama bisa untuk menjadi media untuk merekrut anggota, dua juga uang yang masuk dari administrasi itu juga bisa dikembalikan ke anggota untuk membayar iuran, untuk jaminan sosial, dan juga untuk pelatihan seperti itu. Terima kasih.
So I will translate. Lita has 4 points or question. The first one is she wants to know more about how the union in Namibia collect the membership fee using the Team 10. Yeah, that's what she said, because Jala PRT also have this, each leader is responsible for the 10 members. Exactly the same way, but she wants to learn and know more about how union income in Namibia collect the membership fee under the team of the 10 members. And then the second one, how do you think we can sustain the collection of membership fee under this COVID pandemic, because the leaders in the local level, they cannot travel to meet or they cannot meet the other members. So, and then if we transfer through a bank, usually the transfer fee can be more expensive than the union dues itself. So how can we sustain the membership collection under this limited travel? And then the third one, she is also curious to know about how the union in Peru opened the daycare. Jala really wants to learn about that. And then the last one, she was sharing about their experience in having the job matching with the online system. So they have started to discuss, how Jala can develop an app where the members can find an employer and can find a job through the online apps. But then the main challenge is that the cost itself to pay the programmer, to pay the technician, and the maintenance of the web is just so expensive. So that will be the first challenge. But actually, she think that this kind of job matching using the online system is very good, because they can charge some sort of like small administration fee that will go into the union, and then we can use this fee to fund the activities, and even to also pay to their pension or the social security system. This is what she suggests. So 4 points. Thanks.
All right. Maybe we'll take the comments first and then address the questions. Yeah, Nikan, if you can explain, we'll take comments from all the countries first, and then we will pick up the points. So any comments from Korea, sister? Or Cambodia, Bangladesh, Thailand? Who wants to go in? Or India, sisters from India?
নজরুল ভাই আমার কথা শুনতে পারেন?
Okay, this is Shida from Bangladesh.
নজরুল ভাই,
Hello.
I will put Nazrul into the floor. Okay, please, Bashida.
নেটওয়ার্ক তো আবার সমস্যা দিচ্ছে।
বলেন, আমি শুনতেছি।
নেটওয়ার্ক তো সমস্যা দিচ্ছে।
You want to speak? Bole, yeah.
Hello.
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ বলেন।
হ্যাঁ নজরুল ভাই আচ্ছা আমরা কি আগের এই পর্বে যেতে পারবো ওই যে সাস্টেনেবিলিটি সম্পর্কে কথা বলা যাবে?
আচ্ছা বলেন আপনি কি বলতে চান। আপনি বলেন, কিছু বলতে চাইলে বলেন।
শোনা যায়?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ শুনতেছি তো, বলেন।
হ্যাঁ নজরুল ভাই
হ্যাঁ
Rashida, you speak.
শোনা যায় না?
বলেন আপনি।
হ্যাঁ শোনা যায় না?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
হ্যালো
হ্যাঁ
Yes.
হ্যাঁ আপনি বলেন।
আচ্ছা আমরা যেটা বলতে চাই বাংলাদেশ থেকে সাস্টেনেবল উপরে যে শক্তিশালী যে আমরা সংগঠনটা করতে চাচ্ছি
হুম
সেখানে যদি আমাদের গৃহ শ্রমিকরা শক্তিশালী না হয়
হ্যাঁ
তাহলে আমরা যতই এই কার্যক্রম হাতে নেই না কেন সেগুলো কিন্তু সাকসেস হওয়া সম্ভব না। যার জন্য
শ্রমিকরা
আমরা বাংলাদেশ
শক্তিশালী
থেকে
হয় মানে কি আর্থিকভাবে শক্তিশালী হয় নাকি অন্য কোনো ভাবে শক্তিশালী হয়?
না শক্তিশালী আমাদের সর্বাধিক যেমন গৃহশ্রমিক বাংলাদেশে দুইটা সমস্যা একটা হইলো ওদের আর্থিক আর একটা হইলো শিক্ষার অভাব তাই না? তো
আচ্ছা
এখন আমরা যে লিডার এইটার উপর আমি বলতে চাইছিলাম যে আমরা তো শক্তিশালী করার জন্য আমরা যেটা আর কি ঢাকার ভিতরে ঢাকার বাইরে আমরা তো সংগঠন করছি। এছাড়া আমরা যেগুলো করছি সেগুলো হলো যে ওদেরকে যে আমরা ট্রেনিং গুলো দেখছি প্রথমত তো আমরা গৃহ শ্রমিকদের ওদের মর্যাদা অধিকারী যদি ওরা না বোঝে
হুম হুম
তাহলে কিভাবে ওরা শক্তিশালী হবে? প্রথমত
হুম
তো ওদেরকে আমাদের শক্তিশালী করতে হবে ওদের
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
অধিকার মর্যাদা বুঝাই
হুম
তাই না?
হ্যাঁ
এইটুকু বলেন তারপর আমি আবার বলি
না আপনি শেষ করেন।
যার জন্য যার জন্য আমরা যে ওদেরকে প্রশিক্ষণ গুলো দিচ্ছি
হুম
সেই প্রশিক্ষণটা কিন্তু অ্যাভেলেবেল না এবং যেভাবে ওদের ওদের সবচেয়ে বড় কথা হলো ওদেরকে বুঝাইতে হইলে এবং ওদের অধিকার আদায় করতে হলে এবং সংগঠনটাকে শক্তিশালী করতে হইলে
হুম
শ্রমিকদের মাঝে ভাবে যুক্ত থাকতে হবে
হ্যাঁ
শ্রমিকদের কাছে যেতে হবে
হুম
এবং এই শ্রমিক কাজ করতে হবে এবং ওদের আহ, যেমন বাংলাদেশে যেটা আমরা করছি কোনো কিছু হইলে ওদের কাছে যাই
হ্যাঁ
যেমন করোনার সময় যে করোনার কথাটা উঠে আসে না যে
হ্যাঁ
করোনার সময় কিন্তু আমরা ওদের পাশে দাঁড়িয়েছি মানে
হুম
আমরা নিজস্ব উদ্যোগকে যেভাবে ত্রাণ দিছি
হুম
ধন্যবাদ জানাই আইডিডব্লিউএফ কে
হুম
যে ওরাও আমাদের পাশে সহযোগিতা করছে এতে
হুম
হয়েছে কি ওরা সহযোগিতা করাতে এই যে আইডিডব্লিউএফ এর সাথে যে আমরা যুক্ত
হ্যাঁ
আইডিডব্লিউএফ যে একটা সংগঠন আছে বিদেশে ওরা আমাদেরকে বাংলাদেশের গৃহ
হুম
শ্রমিকদের বা আমাদের সংগঠনকে সহযোগিতা করতেছে
হুম হুম
এটা ওরা জানে ওদের মধ্যে এটা পৌঁছেই গেল এবং এতে কিন্তু আমাদের সংগঠনটা আরো শক্তিশালী হয়েছে যে না
হ্যাঁ
বাংলাদেশে শুধু না বাংলাদেশের বাহিরেও আমরা
হ্যাঁ
সহযোগিতা পাচ্ছি এবং আমাদের কোনো সমস্যা হইলে আইডিডব্লিউএফ নামে একটা সংগঠন আছে সেই সংগঠনরা
আচ্ছা
আমাদের
আপনি
পাশে দাঁড়াবে
এখন সংক্ষেপ
বা
করেন আপনি। হ্যাঁ
ইতিমধ্যে দাঁড়াইছে যেমন এই করোনার সময় তারা আমাদের
হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ
হুম
সহযোগিতা করছে আর কি তা আমি মনে করি যেটা সেটা হয়তো যে ওদের আর একটা কথা যেটা হচ্ছে ইনকাম যে ইনকাম করে ওটা এটা থেকে কিভাবে মানে সঞ্চয় করবে ওটা এ ধরনের একটা
হুম
ট্রেনিং দেওয়া যেতে পারে ওদেরকে দিলে হয়তো ওরা যদি
আচ্ছা
20
ঠিক
টাকা
আছে।
ইনকাম করে সেখান থেকে 1 টাকা বা 2 টাকা কিভাবে ইনকাম করে সংগঠনে লাগাবে
হ্যাঁ
সেটা করা যায় ওদের
আচ্ছা
বেশি করে যে কিভাবে নেতৃত্ব আনা যায় ওদের মাঝে কিভাবে ওরা নেতৃত্ব দেবে বা কিভাবে ওদের মর্যাদা ফিরে পাবে এইগুলো আমরা আসলে
আচ্ছা
চেষ্টা করতেছি এবং এইগুলো বেশি বেশি আরো করা দরকার ঠিক আছে
আচ্ছা ওকে ওকে ফিশ is it okay
Please,
uh,
yeah.
please. So
Yeah.
from Bangladesh, she's NDWWU, National Domestic Women Workers Union, and she said that if we talk about sustainability, then we should make the domestic workers stronger in two ways. One is we should provide them proper education and awareness on their rights and dignity. We should provide them regular training. And second one is we should make them financially able. because their income is not sufficient. So and also we should make them aware about how to save money, and why they will pay dues to the organization. So these are the things, and she thanked IDWF for supporting Solidarity Fund for the Bangladeshi domestic workers. Through this fund, IDWF has reached to the Bangladeshi root level domestic workers, and they feel that they are feeling that international support is with us, so they are feeling strengthened. So these issues can be considered in the discussion of sustainability. So thank you.
Thank you. Sisters from Thailand, any comments? No? Moving on. How about Korea?
Bagaimana dengan Korea? Korea miền chụp vậy bỏ thế. Bỏ miền mà thế bỏ bằng Anh vậy bán. Bỏ Anh sẽ từ
ตอนนี้ก็ข้ามไปที่เกาหลีใต้นะคะ ถ้าจากไทยมีคือ3
Okay, so we'll go with Thai first then. Annie, could you interpret, please?
Bonsum, who are the Thai sisters? I think Bonsum is here. May I call for Bonsum, or I think only Bonsum is here from Thailand.
If not, we can move to Korea first. It seems they want to speak earlier. Yeah. Yeah.
Our Korean sisters are muted. If you are speaking, please unmute yourself.
안녕하세요.
Okay. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. 코리아는 현재 한국은 가사 노동자들이 비대면으로 해서 굉장히 좀 어려운 상황이긴 해요. 앱으로 인해서 가정관리사들이 굉장히 많이 좀 전국 가정관리사 회원들이 좀 줄어들고 있는 상황이거든요. 그런데 협동조합을 만들어서 각자 지부에 맞게 정부에서 지원하는 펀드라든지 그런 그다음에 가정관리사만 하지 않고 다른 사업으로 영역을 조금 확장하는 그런 것도 있고요. 그래서 요즘에 코로나 상황에서 소독방역 사업을 한다든가 그런 것을 약간의 좀 돌파구를 마련하고 있는 중입니다.
네, 제가 말씀할까요? Can you hear me?
네.
Yes.
Okay. Nice to meet you. I'm from Korea. In fact, we are facing difficult situation. We are losing our members because the big company are launching apps which provides job matching services. So we are facing very difficult situation. But we are trying to find a way out through a cooperative, and in the situation of COVID-19, we provide rather than domestic service, but we also provide some other services like sanitary in houses, in buildings. So in this way, we are trying to get more demand from company and individuals.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. So the co-op, it would be great to follow up later on the co-op and how you're setting it up and so forth. Yeah, thank you. Can we go back to Thailand or Cambodia?
Okay, Fish, can I share?
Yes, please, Bonsom from Thailand.
Yeah, okay. We also have the similar problem for the membership. So right now we try to discuss with our members and we try to extend our working area to the other province in Thailand, possibly in Chiang Rai and Chiang Mai. And right now I'm in Chiang Mai, and then we just finished the seminar, and then we have more new members, about 30 from the people who attend our seminar today. Yeah. For fundraising that we are trying to do it is aside from the membership fee, we also have some activities, for example, like tour. We arrange a tour for our members to visit, especially for the migrant, to visit the many places in.
Bonsom, perhaps you can turn off your video so that we can hear you clearly. Your signal is not good. Perhaps turn off your video and we hear your voice because your signal is not good.
Do you hear clearly? Because I'm outside, so
Yeah.
in the yeah.
We hear you clearly. But
Okay,
it stopped in some way. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe that's on for now.
Okay. Thanks, Bonsom from Thailand.
Okay, and then the remaining one is Cambodia. Any comments from sister from Cambodia?
We have Indian, Sati, and who else from Cambodia? Sati and Indian, do you want to speak? Indian and Sati, you are muted. So if you want to speak, please unmute yourself. Okay.
អត់លើផងឥឡូវចូលមិនទៀត
អត់ទេលឺតាបងឯងលឺតាបងនិយាយមកខ្ញុំបបប្រែ
លឺហ៎លឺហ៎ Hello
លឺបងលឺ
សួស្តីអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាខ្ញុំសុធីចង់ចែកម្លែកពីការងាររបស់សមាគមយើងបន្តិចតើតើសមាគម AD បច្ចុប្បន្នកំពុងតែធ្វើការកម្រិតនៃប្រាក់ឈ្នួលគោលរបស់កម្មករការងារផ្ទះកម្រិតនៃសមាគមធ្វើការតាមផ្ទះនេះគឺកម្រិតប្រាក់ខែសមរម្យរបស់ពួកគាត់គឺ$200ក្នុងមួយខែអានេះបច្ចុប្បន្នគឺ IDWF យើងកំពុងតែធ្វើទី2អ្វីដែលសំខាន់គឺយើងចង់បានកំណត់ច្បាប់ណាមួយដែលកម្មករតាមផ្ទះមិនមានដោយកម្មកររោងចក្រចាទី3អ្វីដែលពួកយើងធ្វើកំពុងតែបណ្ដុះបណ្ដាលពីជំនាញរបស់កម្មករបន្ថែមដោយសារបច្ចុប្បន្នគឺម្ចាស់ផ្ទះដែលជាម្ចាស់ផ្ទះខ្មែរហ្នឹងគឺគាត់ចាប់អារម្មណ៍ចំពោះការងារផ្ទះច្រើនជាងមុនឆ្ងាយហើយអ្វីដែលជាផលលំបាកគឺពួកយើងកម្មករការងារផ្ទះយើងនៅកំពុងតែលក្ខខណ្ឌទាបនៅឡើយអញ្ចឹងកំណត់សមាគមយើងបានធ្វើលក្ខខណ្ឌការងារសមរម្យសម្រាប់កម្មករគឺ$200អណៈបកប្រែបានទេអូន
អូខេបងអញ្ចឹងបងខ្ញុំសួរទី2បន្តិចអាទី2នេះច្បាប់តេតទៅនឹងអ្នកធ្វើការតាមផ្ទះហ៎ ចង់គាត់មានច្បាប់ទម្លាប់ដូចប្រទេសមួយចំនួន
ចា
ឬក៏ដូចអ្នកគេហៅថា factory worker ដូចអ្នកធ្វើការ
ចា
រោងចក្រ អូខេ
ចា
ខ្ញុំ hello, can you hear me? So Sister Suthi from Cambodia, she said hello, and she want to share some things that she and the other members are doing now in Cambodia. She mentioned 3 things. The first is she is working for the salary of domestic workers in Cambodia. She wants domestic workers to have like the minimum of $200 per month. She's working with other stakeholders, other companies, other employers in order to gain more salary for them. Second, number 2, she wants to have the laws, some laws that protect them. Because factory workers in Cambodia, they have laws to protect them, but domestic workers in Cambodia have no laws, no rules that can protect them from others. Number 3, last, skills. Her organization, IDWF, is working on improving domestic worker skills. And because now more employers are interested in like services, like cleaning or cleaning the house, something like that. So she wants to increase the skills for domestic workers, and so it is easy for them to work for employers. So she mentioned 3 things for IDWF. Thank you.
Thank you.
ខ្ញុំចង់បន្តទៀតតកតងខ្ញុំសូមបន្តិចទៀតខ្ញុំចង់បន្តទៀតដោយសារស្ថានភាពបច្ចុប្បន្ននេះគឺ COVID គឺនៅប្រទេសកម្ពុជាគឺផ្លាស់ប្ដូរមានការមិនទៀងទាត់ម្ដងស្ងាត់ស្ងាត់ម្ដងកើតឡើងអញ្ចឹងបញ្ហានេះដែលធ្វើឲ្យពួកយើងនៅមានការប្រឈមនឹងការជួបជុំគ្នានៅឡើយប៉ុន្តែទោះជាមាន COVID យ៉ាងណាក៏ដោយប៉ុន្តែ ADW គឺប្រឹងប្រែងធ្វើការសហការគ្នាជា network ជា teamwork គ្រប់តំបន់គោលដៅ25គោលដៅនៅទីក្រុងភ្នំពេញដែលជាតំបន់ផ្ទះរបស់កម្មករតាមផ្ទះឬក៏ជាទីកន្លែងដែលសមាជិកយើងធ្វើការចា៎
She also mentioned the COVID-19 situation in Cambodia. It is not stable. Now the COVID-19 cases are increasing, and what is more very difficult for domestic workers to organize to meet each other. But domestic workers and the ADW are still working hard in order to meet, and sometimes they have to organize more new members. And what is more, they are building network for 25 areas in Phnom Penh. In Phnom Penh, there are 25 areas of domestic workers, and then they work together and build more relationship in order to make them stronger. Yes, thank you.
ហើយអ្វីដែលសំខាន់គឺ IDW យើងបានពង្រឹងyoung leader មានន័យថាភាពជាអ្នកដឹកនាំវ័យក្មេងផងដែរហើយនឹងយើងពង្រឹងទៅលើសមត្ថភាពផ្ទៃក្នុងរបស់គាត់គឺការចាយវាយបែបហិរញ្ញវត្ថុដោយគាត់ចេះចាត់ចែងបែបជាលក្ខណៈសន្សំសំចៃផងដែរសម្រាប់សមាគមចាខ្ញុំមានប៉ុណ្ណឹងអរគុณច្រើនចា
Okay, last ADW is like training young leaders, training them in order to be leaders. What is more, they train them how to save money, how to manage their finance. It is what ADW is working more on these 2 areas. Thanks.
Great, thank you. Yeah. Let's go back to the questions that the Indonesian sister Lati have raised on the dues for Namibia. It's basically these leaders, these branch leaders, they recruit members who work in their neighborhood, who goes to the same market. So it's very easy for them to make connections and build up the friendship. And then on a monthly basis, they collect the dues. And then I'm going to refer to turn it back to Jenny for the next round and some of the questions that have been raised as well. Jenny?
Yes, and I know I see that we're short on time, but essentially I think a lot of the questions that Lita from Indonesia asked, we will incorporate those questions, get the answers as we ask those affiliates more details of their success stories and add them into the toolkit for you and for everybody to see how they were able to do some of this. The daycare, it's been over 40 years, for example, that they've been providing this service. And I do think when we hear from the other success stories of creating an app, we will share that as well. It seems that everyone is trying to be innovative and using apps, especially during the COVID time, to reach out to the members, but also be connecting when there's big companies like in Korea that are trying to take over, and how we keep our members together. So we will take all your questions. We don't have exact answers for everything, but we will build on it. We will do our research and then come back in the final report with more details, hopefully. So I'm going to move to the next part unless anybody objects or has something they want to raise. So the next part is on the affiliation fees. So I'm going to move a little bit quicker. I hope it's okay with the translators as well. Affiliation fees. So on the next slide, we have our resolution again from Congress. This is point number 2 that talks about improving the affiliation dues. So same problem that you're having, IDWF is the same. The dues doesn't cover all of the operational costs. And we were told at Congress that because it's less than 1%, the dues, they want IDWF to move to 5% of the union dues or the affiliation dues. The total income should be 5% by Congress 2023. So we are going to try to come up with some ideas on that. So next is the affiliation fee formula. Just very quickly here, this is the current formula. If you're low or medium GDP countries, you would pay $20 USD a year if you have less than 500 members. And then if you have over 500, it's 2 cents per member. And then you stop paying at 5,000 members. If you're high GDP, it's 50 USD a year for 500 membership size. Then you pay 10 cents per member, maximum up to 5,000 members. What we heard from you in terms of your comments, which is very interesting, is that GDP is not a good indicator because it doesn't show the real economic growth of the country. And of course, it's not the same GDP of a country to what's happening with domestic workers and domestic worker wages. Also, that high GDP countries could perhaps pay more than $50 a year because they have a stronger capacity to do this. And maybe we should look at not stopping the dues at 5,000 members, but because all members equally benefit from the services of IDWF or of your own union, that we should pay the full membership size, not just stopping at the limit of 5,000 members. So you'll recall when we showed you the earlier slide where you yourself are only getting a certain percentage of dues collected, and it's not helping you. It's the same problem we're thinking about here at IDWF of how we could correct this. So when you look at this slide here, affiliates over 5,000 members, you will see that this affects some union in every region of the country of IDWF affiliates. When we look at changes to the GDP, we know that it could affect everybody when we look at the GDP of a country or not. So that's something for us to think about when we're looking at ways of how do we change the affiliation fee structure. Or if we look at the $5,000 membership limit, it affects certain ones, and you can see which ones have more than 5,000 members. It's listed here in green, those that are the larger unions. Now we're going to talk about the Sustainability Fund, and the next slide shows the resolution at Congress that tells all of us that they wanted us to create a sustainability fund so that there is good financial stability. Again, different than the Solidarity Fund. Solidarity Fund was created very recently, as you know, to help all of you through COVID-19. That is a temporary fund. It could be rolled into Sustainability Fund, but right now this came out of Congress. And so looking at maybe getting contributions from other affiliates who are more financially stable, perhaps those that are from strong GDP countries. And of course, we need to be transparent around how we get the money. But really what we want your opinion is to ask you, we have some ideas about the principles and objectives of the fund, because that's what the resolution says, that we need to at least make a decision on that part. So part of the principles will be the transparency, that it's used for good financial management, and of course used overall for financial stability of IDWF. The last slide is right here, next steps. As you've said, and as we've heard from your survey results, you want some training workshops on the financial part. So financial management, perhaps it's bookkeeping. How do you write proposals to get from external funders? How do you have better revenue generation strategies to do external fundraising and helping on materials to write for your fundraising? Then another category of training you've mentioned from the surveys, but it's also been said today, is how do we do better organizing? So learning about what the union is, membership orientation, what it's for, what the union dues are, having leadership and membership development, stronger communication training. How do we have membership or volunteers who are recruited, who volunteer with us, but how do we keep them so you're not training volunteers over and over again as well? So how do you retain them? And then building more stronger community and local leadership. And of course, as we said, the next step is also to develop the Sustainability Fund. And then sometime next year, not right now, because we know COVID is so devastating for everybody, but next year IDWF will look at the affiliation fee structure as per the resolution. So that is the end of the presentation. I turn it over to Winnie. I'm mindful of the time as well. Winnie, you're muted.
And before that, we need 15 minutes more for the meeting. I hope everybody is okay with that. I know this is evening time. Yeah.
Yeah, this has been a good discussion, and we just want to make sure that we hear from all of you who have attended the meeting in terms of our priorities, our next steps. Again, it's, back to you. Do you think we are on the right track? What's good and what's missing, and how we can improve on it? And so please jump in. And I think for the last 2 rounds, we haven't heard back from any comments from the sisters from Philippines. So if sister from Philippines and India want to jump in first, it'd be great. Fish, maybe you can.
Yeah, perhaps our sisters from India. But I don't see Lima is here anymore. Maybe Jen from Philippines and other sisters from the Philippines, from United and Learn. May I ask from sisters from Learn and United from the Philippines to share your thought?
I Fish.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Next, hai ngõ đó. Các anh chị có thể share, không có sai.
Okay, Dan wants to share first.
Okay.
Go on, Dan.
Fish 廣東話。
Yes, okay.
因為咧頭先我聽講關嗰個increase 嗰個咩贖會費咁個意思咧，幾時開始？同埋咧係呢個係決定咗係咪？因為 high GDP 係以前20，而家係50嘅咁意思，5%嘅咁意思。 呢個係咪決定咗點樣啊？我未明，唔該晒。
High GDP 不嬲都係50嘅 starting。OK，
頭先話喺1% 加到5%嘛，幾時開始或點樣發咁解咧？
Dan is asking that you shared that we should, for IDWF, we should increase the affiliation fee. So what is the amount and when this will be implemented? And is it increased to 5%? Is it something like that?
Maybe, yeah, Jenny, you can go back to that slide on the revenue, the affiliation fee.
So while we pull up that slide, I just want to tell you that we are not planning on changing anything with the affiliation fee right now. We recognize, of course, with COVID, nobody is in a financial place to even consider any of this. We will have further discussions sometime next year where we have the suggestions and further recommendations on how and when, but the 5% does not need to happen immediately. It's much later, as long as we have some ideas of how we want to go about this by next Congress. So I don't believe that we'll be hitting the 5% by 2023 because of COVID, but we will take it back to the executive committee on that. So whatever the new formula would be, our recommendation would be to do increment. So maybe it's 1% as it is now, but perhaps it's 2% in 2022, 3% 2023, so on and so forth. But we don't have anything exactly yet, but we're very mindful of COVID-19.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, may I call again our sisters from the Philippines, Learn and United? Would you like to share your thought? Jen?
Yes.
Yeah, please, Jen.
Yeah, this is Jen from Learn, Labor Education and Research Network. On these topics, this listed on the slide, I've no further comments. I think I don't have objections, and I agree with all that is listed here, especially the setting up of IDWF sustainability plan. And yeah, it's a good idea to think about this early on and to start with it, building it right when pandemic is over. We don't know when, but we should start really doing this already, thinking about how to do this, because I've seen over the years, I've seen how funding goes. There's always what I call the apple of the eye, or the fashionable funding, yeah, and domestic work and decent work has been the the so-called apple of the eye for like 5 years, 7 years, and this won't last. Funding for domestic work, organizing for domestic work and decent work, advocacy campaigns, that will surely and certainly stop, so that a sustainability fund is important. In the Philippines, what we're trying to do now is to build on what we have already started working on, especially about developing our partnership networks, collaboration with the local government units. There are resources and programs available in the local government units that United can access. We have done this now, and we are doing this now, particularly in one of the cities in Metro Manila, in Quezon City, where United was first organized. we are United already built a strong partnership with the local government of the city of Quezon City, and United has already accessed the program of the city that provides emergency jobs for displaced domestic workers. The particular office handling domestic work concerns in the city government is constantly communicating with Novi, with United, whenever the city needs people to do things for the city. Like they have asked for members of United or family members of United members who can do contact tracing, and that they can do that job for 2 months. And just last week, they asked, the city government asked for names from United who could do urban gardening. So because of that opportunities, we're trying just today, we had a training, the third training that we had, to train leaders of United, local leaders of United, community leaders of United, on how to negotiate with the local government units to enable them to access these programs. So that's one of the strategies of United in the Philippines, to access resources and programs of the local government.
Yeah, that's very good. And in terms of just pushing and being more creative, right? Any other comments from anyone in terms of these? If you take a look at these training workshops, which one speaks to you most? Like, which one would be the most that you could use it right away? On the finance piece, on the revenue piece, on the organizing? If there's, yeah, so maybe it's the member, I guess we've also heard about the membership recruitment and retention. So those are some of the key points that we'll incorporate into our training workshops as well. If there's no other comments, I'll turn it back to Jenny and Fish to close our sessions. Anything else? Last call.
Fish, please go ahead.
Okay. I just want to check again, are our Indian sisters here or already gone? Earlier they are here. Okay, seems not. Okay, then, so thank you all of you for joining the meeting. So this is a report of the sustainability report, meaning this is a start for all of us to start working on building the sustainability, especially on building a budget that can build on your revenue of your union and organization. And I would like to ask Gienu, our executive committee member from Asia, to give the closing remarks. Yeah, so Gienu, are you here? And meanwhile, I'd like to also share that we are making the meeting notes. We are making the meeting notes, and we certainly will share. And if you have more ideas, suggestions, you are always welcome, and please share through emails, WhatsApp, and easy way for you. So Gienu, may I ask for your closing remarks? And before that, Elizabeth, any remarks and comments before I move to Gian?
No, I just want to say that this is a very, very good meeting. You have given a lot of thought, given a lot of good suggestions, and definitely the EXCOM will take note of this, and this will go to the overall report, and we will come back to you with concrete suggestions and how to move forward. I want to thank every one of you, and especially our team, Jenny, Winnie, Sophia, Fish, Nikan, and all the interpreters. You have done an amazing job to translate, all these wonderful ideas. Thank you very much.
Okay, please, Gianu, closing remarks, and after that, we would also like to have a group photo as usual. So don't leave too soon. Yeah, Gianu, please.
Namaste and good evening, good morning, everybody. First of all, I apologize because I was in hospital. Our one domestic workers is affected by coronavirus. So this is second time. This time also he got the positive report. That's why I'm little bit delay in joining the meeting. Though the topic sustainability to the leaders and finance is very good topics. I hope everybody is hearing the topics very well, and also our all IDWF team also working together. Each and everybody has a solidarity. So thank you for everyone. Thank you IDWF to organize this sort of meeting in time to time. So it makes us very refreshed, and we can get the information up to date. And also, I hope every members, our affiliates also thinking about the organizing it, though it is very difficult situation in worldwide, but it is very necessary to organize unity, and also we have to raise the big voice for our rights. Though if we are in if we can get the social security scheme, and if we get the identity or registration in our government, we never get such kind of difficult. So we also have to focus on more and more to our organizing part, and we have to think about the sustainability of our leaders as well as our organization also. It's a very, very, very nice topic today. So from my side and from myself side, and as well as from IDWF side, it is very, very, very thankful to our members and our affiliates, participants, though they have a very busy schedule, though they are joining and sharing their inputs to this meeting. Thank you very much. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Fees, and thank you, colleagues and my seniors and my my domestic workers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So now I'd like to thank you, Gianu, for the closing remarks. So now we would like to have a group photo. Everybody, please turn on the video, show your face, and then we will make a group photo through Zoom electronically. So because we have 65 participants, so we have to do the camera shooting for 3 times. So please keep your smile for longer. So Bonan, I need your face. I know you're working. Okay, everybody show your face. 1, 2, 3. Okay, second time. Once more, show your face. Video, please. Video, please. 1, 2, 3. Wait. Come again. Sorry. Okay, wait. I have to save. Okay, show your face. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then I need. Wait. Not yet. Hold on. I have to save. Okay. This is the last. So show your face once again. Now I need Tang to say su. 1, 2, 3. Su. Okay. Yeah.
First time.
Okay, now I have photos. Thank you, everybody. Have a good sleep. Bring this sustainability questions.
How much is the T-shirt?
Lisa, we have question to you. Lisa.
Yeah, it's 35 ringgit. We have we have 2 T-shirts.
All right.
It's the same as a fundraising in the campaign because it's domestic work is work at the back. Yeah.
Oh, domestic work is work. Yes.
Yes. Yes. It's a fundraising and yeah.
Okay, we'll contact Fish.
Yes. Okay, 1-5. Goodbye. Good night. Good day for Winnie, Jenny, and Sophia. Others, good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.